Commentary Booth is a show for media lovers by media lovers just like you. If you want to support the show, go to pariomagazine.com.au. You made me watch some horrible, horrible trash TV.
This was right up my alley.
I know. You can take the charge on Byron Baes
to come out. Yeah. I don't know. I just because I recently come back from Byron. I was like, oh yeah, just hook it into me. I just need my Byron hit and this come out at the right time. It was it was horrendous. Let's just say that.
Oh, yeah, it's so fake.
Yeah. So it's pretty much a cross between like the Hills and maybe Jersey Shore, where they just get a random, probably the Hills really. They just get like a random group of people together. All right, you guys are friends. You just have to hang out, socialize. We're going to follow the cameras around. I guess half of it would be script, half of it is real life, but it's not like not everyone lives together in a house like Love Island or anything. They just follow these people's day-to-day lives, set up, I guess, fake social events and like, oh, you all have to come to this, and here's the cameras.
Yeah, the fact that they had like
relationships with each other.
The fact they had these like big weekly social parties and gatherings and stuff.
So was fake.
Like, this is so fake.
Like one of the fashion shows they put on, and it was meant to be like a big thing, but all the people, there was like 30 people there, and more than half of just the original
just
cast
the cast.
Of the show.
Yeah.
So all these events are staged just for the show, which is a bit cringe in its own sense. Who did you think was early on? Who did you think was like the realest sort of non-fake character? Like this person's actually all right.
Elias probably came off as the most like genuine person on the show.
And they sort of painted him to be a bit of a villain at the end.
Yeah. I guess
think Alex, that talent manager, he seemed to have his head screwed on a bit.
By the end of it, yeah, he seemed a lot more real. But at the start, I was like, oh God, this guy is so fake.
Yeah.
And just like here to promote his business. Wow.
That guy's only 28, yeah. He used to be, I did a bit of reading, he used to be an assistant of Kyle Sandilands back when he was working on radio.
Oh God. So yeah, like Byron Baes is just quote unquote reality show following this group of social media influencers in Byron Bay. And like, I like the concept of the show of showcasing what influencers do, I guess, because it's like this weird new thing in the world. And it does a good job of showcasing the beauty of Byron Bay, but it doesn't portray the people of Byron Bay in a good way at all.
It barely even like shows that it's in Byron Bay. Like they barely go out in public in Byron. There's like no scenes filmed like around town. It's all up in fancy estates and like people's properties. But they did get a lot of backlash when they first announced the show. And I know a lot of local businesses all like rallied together and sort of
refused to let them film. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because like they said, they were showing like this flashy.
They show the bad side of
rich
Byron
society, yeah, and realistically, the bad side of Byron is the real Byron, and that's like all the homelessness and that's going on, and all the drug problem and whatnot.
Yeah,
so that's
but yeah, like
they really didn't showcase Byron for everything it is.
Yeah, they just the reality. They paint it as this like beautiful, holistic place, but all the people are really like insular and protective of Byron Bay and like so unwelcoming to outsiders, which was an interesting spin. Like I can see why locals hated this show.
Oh, I can imagine.
It doesn't work as a tourism promotional tool at all. It doesn't make me want to go there.
There's a lot of backlash. If anything, it makes you not want to go there. But isn't it funny it's referred to as reality TV when it's absolutely the complete opposite? Like there's nothing real about it.
Yeah,
like it's staged nothing. Reality.
Yep,
if you, 100%. You can even call it reality TV.
I think just like going through the cast, we'll run through the cast and get little opinions on those. First up, Jade Kevin Foster, Australia's so-called most followed male Instagram influencer with 1.2 million followers.
The one person I knew already of. When he popped up, I was like, oh yeah, I know him.
Of course you would. I had no idea who this bloke was.
Yeah, he's just I think one of the OG sort of influences from years ago, back before it was sort of even called it influencing. Such a horrible word.
What did you think of Jade?
Irritating, I guess, and a bit infuriating. Bit of a drama queen, unnecessary drama. Very
dramatic, very over the top.
But I think he played his part well. He saw what the opportunity was worth, and he said, "You know what? I'm gonna be me here and do this."
Yep.
But they definitely made him out to be the main character, you could probably say.
Oh, definitely. What did you think of the whole fake followers, purchased followers storyline that they... I kind of lean on Nathan,
on face value,
Alex's side.
100%. When I just thought it was a bit cringe when like Jade was trying to argue the fact and like sort of support himself. The way he reacted at the party was so bad. It was such a bad look. It was like a guilty conscious reaction.
Didn't paint himself
in a good light. You reacting like that, pretty much dobbing yourself in.
Yep. And then Elias was sort of mentioned. We mentioned he seemed really normal at the beginning and then came across as a bit fake at the end.
Yeah, I actually didn't mind him at the start, but yeah, I don't reckon those two. What was the other guy?
Nathan.
Was it Nathan? Do you reckon any of these people knew each other to start with?
Maybe some of the girls. I don't know if any of the guys did.
Like from same social circles, but I don't know about friends because they made it out like Nathan and Elias are these best friends. So yeah, this big argument and falling out like we're no longer friends.
Yeah, no, they definitely weren't like best buds.
I just love that stage sort of car park meetup. Hey, like different cameras from up here parked. It was so dramatic.
It was like,
I was like,
it's like they're not gonna throw down. What are you talking?
Yeah, what are you gonna do? Like, in real life, they probably would have though. I guess.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way they just rock up like that. Like blokes do not do stuff like that. That is something girls would do.
Yeah. Like if blokes are gonna go to blues, it's gonna be just at a party.
Yeah,
at one of these social gatherings that they have to attend every week. I did laugh watching this show when a domain ad popped up and I saw Elias was one of the models in the ad. I was like, hey, I know that guy.
Really?
Really, really weird watching the ad being like, I know that guy.
Oh, wow. I do notice when I just looked up a few of the cast members to see what they were about, half of them was already featured in other reality TV. Like Nathan was in season 4 of The Bachelorette and season 2 of Bachelor in Paradise.
Yep.
So they've had reality
serial reality stars.
Yeah, I've watched neither of those two shows, so I didn't recognise him. I don't know. I've never heard of him before this either, so he mustn't have had an impact in those shows. Just a bit of a reality TV show rat.
That shocks me that you haven't watched either of those shows.
Nah, I don't know. It's
Bachelor just doesn't do it for you.
I just don't. I would used to, but I just don't watch actual TV shows these days. Like it's so hard to organise to sit yourself down at 7:30 every weeknight to watch something.
Yeah, I suppose they're on the streaming services now as well. Though
it's just such a true. But it's such a like a dying thing. Like back in the day when you were a kid, like yes, you used to get home from school, have dinner, do what you need to do, get ready, and be on the lounge for 7:30 to watch Back to the Rafters. You know, like that's what you do. But there's just too much going on now. And like you said, you just chuck Netflix on whatever time you want, and then pick up from where you left off with no ads.
So you're not across all the maths drama at the moment?
No, I'm not. Only what I see on like the ads on TV.
Oh, geez, that's full on. Olivia does not come across as a very nice human being at all.
Are you watching it? Are you? Yeah, I don't know. That's another. That's just the narrative that producers manipulate, I guess. Another little character inclusion I want to mention. Dave and Saskia, that couple. I thought that was a weird one. They were sort of fringe cast members, but always there. But they didn't really focus on their story much. They always were just at the parties, but they sort of interviewed them here and there, but they weren't really cast members. I don't know if it was a weird one, eh?
Yeah, and like they don't really fit into the influencer model. Like they're both just business people.
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't really understand.
I kind of feel like maybe they were like producers and funded the show partly, and then part of that deal was
just get us in there.
We're going to be cast members.
So they're like almost self-made entrepreneurs, them too.
Yeah, like it was definitely helpful for Dave's like promoting his boutique airline that flies to Byron Baes. Seems so ridiculous.
Yeah, I think I've actually that Saskia girl is ringing a bell to me. Seems familiar.
Same. I don't know why.
Where you were from? Yeah, I don't know where you were from. Yeah, interesting adaptation.
What did you think of Sarah St. James, the musician from the Gold Coast, that kind of copped so much crap?
Horrendous, I thought. I don't know, but yeah, they really took her story and ran with it, didn't they?
Yeah, she was definitely
she was like
supposed
a villain,
to be the hero
like
and just like I felt like she was supposed to be the hero, but just got shat on constantly by the locals.
And they sort of killed her off at the end, didn't they?
Yeah, I'd be interested to see if they do a season 2, if she comes back, or if they just find some other new outsider to crap on.
I did notice a couple of articles pop up that I didn't click on about whether or not her and Nathan were still together, or like what happened after all that.
I wasn't that compelled by their story to.
I can't see this being renewed.
No. Then we had Alex.
I haven't seen one positive thing about it.
No,
Alex.
Alex, the talent manager, like came across as real fake to begin with, but then I thought he started to grow on me. But I still feel like it was just totally an ad for his business.
The one thing that kept making me laugh is when they were having Alex and Jade were sort of having serious conversations and kept just referring to themselves like as talent. They call it talent, and Jade always mentioned that. I was like, bro,
what is your talent?
Yeah, tell me your talent. Talent manager. Stop it.
And then we had Jessica and Lauren, the sisters. Really kind of nothing.
Yeah, like another thing, just really. A rich getting richer free advertisement, essentially. Their clothing label, you thought.
Yep. Like
one thing, like
they didn't really do much.
Rich parents, yeah. That's like she owns the label with her mum.
That's what I got from that.
Boutique. Who's that other girl?
Hannah.
Who's the one with the crystals? Is that
the
Hannah?
Crystals? Oh my god.
She was a right old cooker, but
she was so fake.
With her rich mum. Yeah, that was actually entertaining. I actually didn't mind her character. It just took the piss well and truly, and that was a good old laugh. That one.
Yeah, and then Kai, the photographer, I felt like he was my favorite. He actually felt like the only person in this show that actually had some sort of talent.
Yeah, it was a very good artist, photographer. He was like experimenting with tattooing. Just wore all black, which I was vibing with. Just didn't get caught up with the nonsense. He was just a breath of fresh air.
Yep. Elle, oh my god, she's evil.
Oh, what a piece of work.
She was 100% in love with Nathan, but just wouldn't admit it.
Yeah. I was thinking too this whole time, what was her boyfriend going to think when he watches this? Like, he's just finding out all this stuff. But then again, like, is it real or not? Like, it was a pretty cool storyline, but how real is it?
Well, I think it was episode 2 where they were focusing on Nathan and Elle at their apartment and like acting like they were a couple, and then her boyfriend walks out and just like sits at the bench for breakfast. I'm like,
they sort of got them two flirting a bit. I don't think any of these relationships are real, friendships or relationships. It's just all a cast of paid actors, I'm convinced. There's nothing real about this show except Kai. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I like him.
And then the last one was Simba Ali. What did you think of him? The spiritual healer.
It was pretty cool too, I guess. I think all his spiritual healing stuff sort of made him a bit fake, but other than that, he seemed pretty normal.
Yeah.
Seemed an all right bloke. And from what he come from, did you know much about his backstory? He used to be in finance.
Yeah, I didn't know about it until they sort of explained it towards the end.
Of him. I was like, ooh. Yeah, he seemed pretty cool. Didn't mind him.
Yeah, it was just the whole spiritual healing thing was a bit weird.
Yeah, I forgot about Elle. Yeah, she was nasty.
Yeah. Just like
Very
some of the
jealous,
notes,
just jealousy.
some of the notes I took whilst watching this, just I feel like these like convey my whole range of emotions watching the show. It was like, first up, I'm not even 10 minutes in. I hate these people.
Yeah.
And then Hannah saying, I love a booch. I was just like, I'm totally off you. I hate this whole weird hippie spiritual factor that you have going on. Not a fan.
She was just so oblivious to it.
Yeah, she thought she was totally normal. I was like, no.
She did not care. No, it was a laugh.
They all spoke in like cliches and generic catchphrases for the first like 4 episodes. I was like, oh my God, you are so Byron.
Yeah, I'm surprised I got through it though.
And like we said, the 2 sisters, they do not look like sisters at all. I was like, nope, I'm calling bullshit on that.
Yeah, and the other one, like the taller one, what was her name? She didn't really get much.
Yeah, so Lauren, the taller blonde sister, like, looking at that,
definitely.
like, nah, there's something suspect about these sisters.
But yeah, it's just a show about the rich.
Yep.
The 1% of Byron, I guess. Because that's definitely completely different to the Byron I know.
Yeah.
And I think
apart from like the spiritual
could relate to
crystals,
yeah, that's the Byron cliche, isn't it? I guess.
Spiritual cacao crap that they were drinking. I was like, that sounds horrible.
Oh yeah.
But it was good to see sort of some of them grow at the end of the season, but I was like, I don't know how real this is. Like, whatever.
Yeah, I do like the idea of it. I can understand the backlash, and I won't be expecting to see it renewed.
Yeah, it was decent trash TV that you can just chuck on and not have to think about.
Trash TV. Oh, required no thinking.
No, you just sat there and was like, whatever. I'm just gonna run with it.
I was just hanging out for every time Claire was back on the screen.
Yep.
But even him, where he was living, like he's got to have money somehow. We're backed by money. If that's where even these people live, or they've just rented these places
crazy Airbnbs for them.
Yeah,
like she's just out in the middle of nowhere. This epic view over the Byron Shire.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see one of these characters appear on 60 Minutes or Current Affair, explaining their real life story or being exposed, or someone being like offering them a story, basically.
Yeah,
like show us your real life.
Yeah, I don't know.
We've seen the show, but show us your real life.
Interesting to see where they pop up next. What reality show they pop up on next?
Yeah, what's the lowest of the lows these days? Like Dancing with the Stars.
Dancing with the Stars.
Straws.
Dancing with the Stars, Byron edition.
Oh, I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here.
Yeah, or that one. That's another good
Byron edition. Byron Baes edition.
And then I found in research, on 9.com.au a little quiz for which Byron Baes.
Hey, what about this?
Did you do the quiz?
Yeah, I did the quiz.
Who did you get?
You actually guessed it when we were chatting about it, and I didn't say anything. I got Jade, which I'm horrified about.
Oh no!
Yeah, I know.
I can see why you were annoyed by that result.
Yeah, I don't know. What did you get?
I got Kai.
Oh, see, I couldn't even like manipulate the answers to make sure I got Kai. I don't know how I got with Jade.
Did you pick the all black clothing question? Surely.
I did for the last one. The last one was, but
and you still got Jade. Ouch, burnt.
It's meant to be. That's the universe slapping me, like give me a Will Smith slap. Yeah, I was horrible. That made me hate everything about the show as soon as I did that quiz. Screw this damn show.
Yeah, so Byron Baes, good trash TV, but don't go into this expecting real life
good
stories.
Trash TV. Watch it so you can get involved in
the memes
at parties or social events. Yeah, and the memes. You've got to understand the memes.
Yeah, speaking of parties, I loved your costume at that bachelor party.
Yeah,
Bucks party.
Wrestling
so
theme.
Good. So good.
Yep. I went as Rodzilla when he appeared on WCW. I think that
so
was the
funny.
only option. As I have little to no interest in wrestling, but I was like, I'm going to go as someone I am familiar with, and that's a basketball player.
Yeah, that was perfect.
There's a couple of referees too, which was good.
Got to have a good ref. And
there was a Vince McMahon.
Yep.
Just the simple costume.
So yeah, that's reality TV Netflix edition episode done. What would be a top recommendation for the week? Surely.
Out of those two?
Yep.
Yeah, well, it's not Byron Baes, is it?
No.
But like
100% Drive to Survive.
The amount of like negatives we just spoke about, it's like I wouldn't, unlike other things I watch, when I've steered people away from it, like I wouldn't steer away from this. It was 8 episodes of very easy, entertaining viewing. Like it wasn't so bad that you can't watch it. It was like it was entertaining, and like I said, watch it for the banter and the memes.
If you just want to chuck something on while you're eating dinner or doing like the dishes or the ironing or laundry or something. You just want something on in the background that you don't have to focus on. This is the way to go. But if you want to sit down and watch high quality TV, it's got to be Drive to Survive. Editing.
Yeah. Another thing I didn't mention about that, just imagine the hours and hours of footage from different races they had to go pick out from folders, stick it together in a way that creates a storyline that captures people and takes people on for the ride. It's just edited so well.
Those editors.
What is it? Is it the Emmys? Is the Emmys the TV awards? Like, is this eligible to win all the awards or not? Like, how does it work?
I think it has won Emmys before for.
Has it?
Yeah, like documentary drama or documentary series or something. But yeah, those editors deserve a raise, and I would hate to see their hard drives of footage.
I would actually love to know how many hours of footage they got. Jeez.
Well, even just on a normal race, like imagine how much footage there is just from a race weekend of just the cameras on track. Like probably 20 or 30 cameras. 20 or 30 cameras are filming 3 hours of race footage plus all the practice sessions and qualifying. And then you've got the roaming cameras doing the interviews and bits and pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Overhead cameras, helicopters.
That'd be such a hard job to do. Like, right, I need this particular angle of this moment. Let's scrub through 8 million terabytes of data to find out where that little 10-second clip is.
Piece it all together to
make sense.
The drama of the moment and put people there. Yeah, very impressive editing. Blew my mind.
Alrighty, that's everything. Thank you for listening to the commentary booth. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to rate, review, and subscribe on podcast services and on YouTube. You can follow Blake on Twitter at Captain Crumbs with a Z, and you can follow me on social media at JamYaps Media and at Pario Magazine. The commentary booth is a fan-funded production of JamYaps Media. You can support the podcast alongside our magazine, Pario Magazine, on Patreon at patreon.com/JamYapsMedia. The following people supported at the community support group level or higher, and you cannot fathom how incredibly appreciative we are for their support. Brian and June Hart, Blake Robinson, Rena Renee, Courtney Paulson, Darren Hatcliffe, Jackson Carr, and Tracy Apps.